we're going to shake it up and have a little pattern interrupt, and I am the music today. And so we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna just say a few things to you as a lead-in, and then I'm gonna put my phone down because I need to turn the music on, and I want you all to just go inside and focus. And so we're gonna just get comfortable, get in a place where you're comfortable, and get your breathing in a rhythmic fashion where you feel like really calm and centered.
I'm just going to call you.
And I want you to...
Katana, I just got to state one thing. If you're first-timers, first of all, welcome. Let's give a round of applause for all the first-timers on this call. Hello. Good
morning. Morning.
Good morning. You guys don't know what you're missing, but you'll know today. We have about 23 people on the line this morning. 25 is the maximum that we can have here. So it's very exciting, and people are still calling in. Welcome, everyone. If you're using a desktop, just so you know, some functions, if you're not Zoom expanded all the way out, you can move your cursor to see some functions. On the left-hand side on the bottom, there's a mute button. Also, if you're on the phone on an app, there's a mute button. If you're on the regular phone calling in, use your mute button. In order to mute yourselves while Katana is talking, you can unmute yourself if she says to do something. Just make sure there's no feedback or noise coming from your line so we can hear her well, okay? And there are other functions over there that you can play with. There's even a chat below if you guys want to chat about anything, talk about anything. And if you need to raise your hands in the discussion at the end, you're welcome to use the raise hand function or say your name. Before you speak, just because there are a lot of people on the phone, I do ask you, please present yourselves before you talk, even if we know you very, very well. And if you'd like, and if you could, and if you enjoy it, when you present yourself, say your name, and then say, I'm a rock star. This was Yali, and I'm a rock star. Woo! Woo! Okay, sorry, Katana. You can continue.
Okay. For those of you that don't know me, I am Katana, and I am a rock star.
Yes.
And I'm just going to do a quick little lead-in and say that this lead today was inspired by a phone call that I had with Yali and some things that we had talked about. And I had to zero in on exactly what I wanted to message to you guys from my heart today. And everything led my heart to beliefs, our beliefs. And the disconnect between our mind and our heart is pretty much where my journey, where I was stuck, and connecting those two. And connecting those two things for me, I conquered my inner champion. That place inside of us, that little kid inside of us that is invincible, that we're never scared of anything, and we just jump out and do it because we believe. So that's where this is coming from. So I have a surprise this morning. As I said, I am the music, and I'm going to lead you into some priming with a song. And I want you to get comfortable and just feel really relaxed and take your breathing to a rhythmic place of breathing where you feel really calm inside yourself. And I want you to take your left hand and put your left hand kind of down where your gut might feel, just that place where you want to sort of give you like a tummy hug. And just lay it there. And take your right hand and put it on your heart and just keep breathing. Take that breath and just go in and out and calm all your thoughts down and center your mind. And I want you to center your mind on that invincible, happy child that could and would do anything before any fear and any limits in life and pain happened to you. That little kid that just jumped in and played dodgeball. That little kid that said, yes, I want to go, I want to have it, I want to do it, let's do it. And you never thought in your mind that you couldn't. You were centered in that soul and spirit inside yourself that believes in everything that you are and everything that could be possible. And also think of that place inside of you, that little kid in you that played at Tony Robbins, that little kid in you that was so excited to learn and to change and to be and become more. So that's where I want you to center your thoughts right now and connect your mind to your heart. Try to take it, imagine if there was a thread between the two and they were connected. So I'm going to set my phone down, and here is our music, and I want you to just keep breathing and keep in that state. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I once was lost, but now I'm found. So far away, but I'm home now. I once was lost, but now I'm found. And now my life song sings. I once was blind, but now I see. I once was blind, but now I see. I don't know how, but when he touched me, I once was blind, but now I see. And now my life song sings. And now my life song sings. And now my life song sings. I once was dead, but now I live. I once was dead, but now I live. Now my life to you I give. Now my life to you I give. Now my life to you I give. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a force for God. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up. Step up. Step up. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a force for God. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up. Step up. Step up. I hope you all enjoyed that.
That was awesome! Woo!
Woo!
I really, my prayer for you this morning with that song was that it would move something inside of you that could connect your heart to your mind and get out of your logic thinking and touch a place inside of you of that free little spirit that we all have. So what I'd like to talk to you about is our beliefs and conquering your inner champion. To me, as I said before, one of the things I struggled so much with as a child and adult and my whole life is connecting my logical, intelligent mind with my heart, especially coming from a childhood of trauma, and some of you do and don't have that experience. And so, as Tony Robbins teaches, it all comes down to our beliefs. And your beliefs, what you truly believe about yourself, will always dictate your life. And so for me, I constantly was in a trance of conflict between my mind telling me something and my heart and my spirit telling me something else, and to be able to connect those two things. So as I became an adult, my conflict grew and got bigger. And I quickly learned that a lot of the beliefs I was carrying weren't mine. And so I had to start to uncover what was mine and what wasn't mine. And I really started to see that things that I would go into an autopilot of saying things that my mom would say or saying things that my dad would say, but it didn't resonate in my soul or in my gut because I didn't really believe it. And I remember saying to my dad as I started getting older, I would look at him in question and say, well, where is that written? Because I really didn't believe it. And those beliefs that we carry inside of us, we go through our life. The experiences that are created, that we live, go back to those beliefs. And so if we just change our actions, it's not enough. And so what I've learned is to go into that belief bag and start looking around and understand what's me and what's not me. And I went through all people, places, and things in that bag, and I started sifting and sorting through those things. And I eliminated a lot of things that weren't me, and I added things that were me that weren't there. They were missing. And what happens with our experiences, if you don't like your experience that you're having, you need to go all the way back to what you truly do believe. So those beliefs that we carry, we're going to attach. The process goes like this. We're going to attach a thought and feeling to something we believe. That thought and feeling is going to take us to an action. That action is going to create our conditions around us, which thus creates our experience. So if you look at something and say, why does this always happen to me, this experience that you're having, go back to the place, backtrack to the conditions, back to the actions, back to the thought to feeling, back to it all originates with what you truly believe. And what ends up happening in that belief, what I've done and I see in the past and what I see a lot of people do, is your logic mind says something, so you think you believe it and you do it and you have these actions. But the reality is you don't really believe it. So your life your subconscious mind will go to work for you and create that reality. And then you say, why does this always happen to me? Because you truly did not believe something different. And so your subconscious in your life, it goes out in your life and it auto-corrects and it brings to you that ultimately that belief. So to me, it's really important to your self-definition, your self-concept, and all those things that make you who you are. And what I did too is I put myself in a state of mind back to that little girl before I was wounded. And that's kind of what my lead-in was with the priming, is I was believing in my soul that you guys could go there. Everybody could go there and find that little kid inside of you that was that invincible kid that believed in all those things before all the fear, before all the limits, before the pain, before the trauma, before people hurt you and all of that stuff. And go to that. And I know for me, I can speak from my experience, I know her because I was her. So I went back to her. And around about 8 or 9 years old was when I had my personal disconnect. That's when I felt like, oh my gosh, my parents, this is weird. This isn't right. Something's not right here. And I disconnected from kind of safety and I don't know, the fear started for me. And so, I went back to, as an adult, I went back to that kid and I started remembering the joy I felt and what made me happy and what did I believe and what did I think I could create and who was that person. And I just started sifting. And as I began to connect my logical mind to that heart and soul and spirit of me, of the child in me, because we all have the parent, adult, and child in us. And sometimes we have a little bit too much critical parent going on and we lose that free spirit inside of us, of that kid that believes. And so to get out of, because I was really good at critical parent on myself because I took on the belief of my parents to do that. And so I just criticized myself all the time and critiqued myself all the time. And so I moved away from that critical parent and I began to parent myself like an adult would parent their child, in a loving, accepting, gracious, forgiving manner. And that would be my gift to you guys today, is to learn to go through those beliefs and sort through those beliefs and really start picking and choosing which ones are you and which ones aren't you and which ones you want to keep and which ones you don't want to keep. Because I can tell you 100%, the ones you keep that are not empowering you, you will eventually have a bad experience in an area that you didn't want or didn't think that you were going to have that bad experience because you didn't get rid of that belief. And with those beliefs as well, it's really super important to have empowering words, as Tony talks about. I like to say, the I am statements, and having things that support that belief all the time. And so for me, and I know I've shared about my workouts and stuff like that, and people have asked me questions. Well, when I work out, I never say I don't say anything negative to myself at all, ever, never, ever. And I encourage you to, as of today, draw the line in the sand and say, not one more fucking day will I ever say anything bad to myself. And I had that day. I had that day where I made that decision. And I say there's like a line, if you could picture a line right here across your head, if you are not allowed to do this and say anything bad and look back and say anything bad about anything that was or whatever, because from this moment forward, you don't have to be who you were 5 minutes ago. You don't have to do what you did yesterday. You don't have to do what you did when you dialed in today and said something bad to yourself. Starting now, right here, right now, as of now, I will never, ever, ever say something negative about myself. And to learn to love and parent yourself the way you would an adoring little baby, adoring little child that you might have, or if you're not a mother, your animal or whatever, you would never abuse that animal. You would never say, you stupid piece of crap. You would never say bad things to someone you love. So to me, to fall in love with yourself, to conquer that inner champion, to me, that person inside of you, the champion, that champ that could do anything, that champion that believes in you, to never say something bad to that person, to love him or her, to tell them you can do it, to believe in them. So when I work out, I say, I am a champion. I am an athlete. I can and I will conquer this workout. And I don't care how I feel. And my entire life, until I said not one more day, was led by my emotions. I was a train wreck. Everything was led by emotions. And you can imagine by what I just explained, if your emotions and thoughts come from your beliefs, what a mess that would be. Because if your beliefs aren't positive and you've got thoughts and emotions attached to that, my actions were not good. And they were not congruent and empowering to the spirit that I truly was born with, to live this life, to have the mission that I have. I wasn't able to be her because I was stuck. And so this message today is to reach out to all of you, to help people get unstuck, to help maybe stir the soup inside of you and start rethinking some things and look at yourself maybe from a different angle of a loving parent. Look at yourself in a perspective standing outside yourself. If you were a loving parent to you, what would you say? If you were a loving parent to you, what would you do for yourself? That person, what would they do? So I'm just going to look if I forgot anything I wanted to say. Your self-image is everything. Really, truly, if there's anything in your self-image that you don't like about yourself, I am responsible. No one's going to fix that for you except you. You have to fix that. And so find actions that, it's all about actions is what's going to blanket any fear that you have or discomfort you have. Take an action that will help support something positive for the next moment, for the next tomorrow, for the next thing that you want to do. Do something positive. Take an action to help support that champion inside of you to become more and not say something bad to yourself. And just remember that editing, another thing I was really great at is editing who you are, is really saying to God, no, thank you. I got this. It's okay, God, I got this. You know, that he made something that he's not involved. Like you're going to take care of it. And so you decide to edit who you are and be something different. And so not connecting to yourself creates you to become in this sort of trance that isn't really who you are. And then you begin walking through life like a spectator, kind of reacting to things that happen and not being proactive to what you choose to create. So to create a spirit inside of you that becomes proactive is just like when I'm a mother. And so with my child, if I want to empower her and help her be proactive, I'm going to lift her up and confirm all the good things about her. I'm not going to encourage her or like put my judgment on her to say, well, you got to go to college. Well, you got to do this. Well, and make her feel conditional love that if you don't do these things, you're not enough. You're not good enough, which is what happened to me. I was given all those messages that I'm not enough and why can't you be like your sister? And if I don't do these things, I'm not okay. If I don't go to college, I'm not enough and I'm not normal. So I'm a hairdresser. Well, that's not 4 years of college. So, you know, I don't really measure up to them. And so all of that made me constantly edit who I am so that you would love me. I got to constantly manage and maneuver who I am and edit things so that you will love me, because my belief was, guess what? I'm not lovable, because I grew up feeling that way and I took that with me out in my adult life. So I encourage you, don't edit who you are. And what helped me not edit myself was that connection to who I really truly am. I am a leader. I am. I just wasn't doing it. And I wasn't doing it because I'm not good enough. What will people say? People might make fun of me. Well, what if, whatever. So what I want to end today, because I want to hear from you guys, is I love what if statements, and I want to encourage you guys to unblock anything that you're afraid of and step outside of yourself and parent that spirit inside of you. That person that is capable of championing anything in your life, that champion that you know, we all know we are rock stars and we all know we're champions and we all know we can do it. But will we is the choice. Will we is where the choice begins. Will we do it?
Yeah.
And if we choose to do it, then we need to have actions, because those birds on the wire, the one that decides to fly, he's still sitting there because he didn't take any action yet. He only decided. He decided in his mind that blah, 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 but he didn't take action to do anything. So he's still sitting there. And I know from talking to some people that we struggle with this, and we do. And so if you feel like you're sitting on a wire and you really want to fly, I encourage you to fly. And so I'm going to leave you with this. What if today, right now, you decided that every single word out of your mouth to yourself was loving and positive and encouraging and supportive? What if today, every way that you moved your body, because we carry our beliefs the way we move our body, do we stand with an extra 2 millimeters? Do we walk in a room with a presence that I can and I will get it done? Do we walk with humility so that people will come and engage with us? Or do we walk with a force of, screw everyone, I'm so important, I got this? How do we move our body? What if you moved your body with that spirit of that child that can and will do and get it done, and just love others and have this humility to connect to others? And what if you drew the line today that every single thing that came to you in your life and happened to you, whether it's a people, place, or a thing, was positive? And you said, yes, okay. Oh, we're going to do this today. Right on. Yes. Why does it have to? Nothing has a meaning except what we give it. So what if everything that happens, we say, oh, how is this going to shape me today? How is this shaping me to a higher place of myself? And what if you believe? Just what if you believe in yourself to do this? That's it, folks.
Woo!
Fucking awesome.
Guys, and let's give a round of applause to Donna. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Great job.
And it goes without saying, I have to tell you, I absolutely love you guys. And I want to tell you, last night, when he said go out and run around the building, I run and we run out and it's flat and then it goes up this hill. And I run up that hill and I hear and see all of your voices and I say, yes. And I kick it up and I keep running. And I love you guys. And I'm so happy you're all on this call today. And I really hope that my message helped even just one person. And so as far as sharing today, my lead would just be anybody to share of something that touched you that hopefully that you can get talk and move forward. Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you. Once again, thank you, Katana. Anybody want to share? I want to thank you personally, first of all, for an incredible call, for all the strength that you are. And, you know, you are this every day to us. And taking courage, and I know what it meant for you to lead this call. So first of all, that was like throwing away any bit of
Totally.
belief that you can have about yourself and stepping it up. And you guys, it wasn't easy for Katana to do this today, but she took it, she owned it, and she rocked it. So
Yes, she did.
so much. Thank you for reminding us of that. And just the fact that I knew how difficult it was for you and I saw you step up, that just made everything you said have the exact meaning you should have had to it. It was way beyond, you know, just saying something. It was living it. And I could tell that, and I could really, really feel, you know, the areas in my life where I have mistaken beliefs or where I put myself down. And you just reminded me to go in my head to those places and to make a decision that I wasn't going to do that anymore. You know, we're our own worst enemies sometimes. And, you know, that's something that just keeps me from accomplishing things that I really want for myself. And nobody's saying it to me. You know, it may be something from my past that's been said to me, but nobody's saying it to me right now besides myself. And that's something that you're reminded of. So thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. This was Yali, by the way, and I'm a rock star.
Yay, Yali!
Hey,
Yes, who else would like to share where it resonated, what they felt, or what Katana asked you to say? Heather.
Yes.
Heather.
I'm Heather and I'm a rock star. And
Yes, she is.
I love that, Katana. And I think you're a natural speaker. You speak from the heart and you speak with passion and you speak from your own experience. And I really appreciate all of that because it comes across just completely authentic. And that always touches me when someone really speaks from their own experience and not, you know. So thank you for sharing, you know, what works for you and what really has helped you, because I can feel it's coming from a real place. And I really connected with that because I think it was a couple years ago and I was going through a lot of hard times then. And I came across this concept of ahimsa, which is like, you know, basically you're not going to have any negativity towards yourself in your thoughts or in your words or in your actions or anything. And I remember like, I was like doing something and I'm like, I'm not one more moment. I'm not going to spend any more time doing any activity that hurts myself. And I had to like tell myself out loud, I'm not going to do anything anymore that is negative to myself. Like, I'm done with that. Like, I don't need things that intentionally hurt myself. Like whether it's pushing too hard at it, like yoga or running, or if it's, you know, not listening to a doctor's advice, or maybe it's not standing up for myself in a relationship or not expressing myself at work. I was like, I am no longer going to do these things where I'm conscious that I'm hurting myself. So I was like, I'm so done with that. And from that moment forward, when I made that decision that I'm not going to do anything that hurts me anymore, my life has started to change slowly every single day. And when I look back to like 2 years ago to today, it's like a whole different life. So I think it does. It starts with saying, like, you treat yourself like that little child. You wouldn't expect that child to take abuse. So why do we put up with it as adults?
right.
And so you start noticing it. And once you notice it and become aware and you start changing, it's so empowering. It's so empowering to like act on something that comes up where you feel it's not right in that moment. In the beginning, it would take me like a week or maybe 6 weeks to say something to a person that I had a conflict with. And I'd be like, okay, I need to go talk to them. I should talk to them about this. And then now, you know, then I would be like, why am I waiting 6 weeks to bring up something that's stressing me out with someone? And then now it's like, okay, something happens. I feel it. I bring it up right away in a calm way. And then we move forward. And I don't waste that 6 weeks stressing out about it. And it's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself is to like stop having these negative conversations. And even if you feel like it's an impossible task, like, because you're so stuck in it, a little bit every day, keep working towards it. And eventually, like, you're going to switch to the other side. And anyway, that's all I want to say. And I loved it. Thank you so much. That was just amazing.
Thank you, Heather, for sharing. Who else would like to share and encourage the new people who haven't shared yet to share today?
This is Sleepy Bert today.
Hi, Bart.
Hey, good morning.
I have to say, when I think of the word energy, passion, craziness, a fucking fire-walking rock star, only one name comes to mind. And my dear, you are the Madonna of UP. You are Katana.
Oh, my goodness.
And you have earned the right. You are like Prince, Madonna, Arnold, and of course, no. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was incredibly impassionate. I mean, I was half asleep because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I just looked at the clock and I said, 7:06, who's talking today? And then I said, Katana, okay, this will wake me the fuck up.
Yes, perfect. Do you see any places in your life
Kudos.
that kind of resonated?
Sorry, say that again?
I asked if you saw places in your life where you could resonate with that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept of the child, the parent, and the adult was a concept that I looked at years ago, and I talked about it yesterday a little bit about the id, and you really have to rein in those three people because the parents always wanting to tell you, okay, you're not working hard enough, and the kid's like, I want to play, And and the adults looking aside going, you both are fucking idiots. So, I guess we all struggle with that, and we have to bring them into harmony. So that resonated with me. The struggle, I don't know Katana personally other than through these calls, so I don't know her background story that well. Perhaps someday she'll do the catharsis thing and share. But that resonated with me. Just the passion in her voice. I mean, the craziness I see her doing on videos. I know she's insane, but I can say it's the Arizona heat because it's dry.
Thank you.
So that really resonated with me.
Thank you.
I was I'm sorry. I was wide awake. How can you not be, right?
Cool.
For me. Move on to the next.
Who else wants to share this morning?
Hey, Bert, they actually have an energy drink, Katana in a can, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that was Andrea. You forgot to say hello.
Yeah, actually, as I stopped crying, the part I resonated with the most was the parent-child thing, because I was talking to one of my mentors yesterday, and I've mentioned to my counselors, my therapist back up in Norfolk, that I've noticed over the past month or so that I've started stuttering a lot. And since I'm here, I went to go see my doctor, the doctor I trust, the doctor that's been taking care of me the past couple years. And I told her that I started stuttering a lot, especially because I'm having to rehash to new people what happened when I was in Afghanistan. And my mentor asked me, who am I when I start stuttering? And I didn't really quite understand. And she explained it to me, and I said, well, I think I'm that little girl. And I just have to start letting that little girl know that it's okay, and I got this, and I got to step up and make a move and get into my stance when I start stuttering, when I start remembering about stuff. Because sometimes, Katana, what you said later on about about not being the person that I know that I am, and that I'm, you know, slapping God in the face and say, I got this. Well, every morning when I'm on these calls, man, I'm like way fucking stronger than I was last year. And
Oh, yeah.
I got this, man, you know. It's just that sometimes I just have to remember, and these calls fucking remind me that I'm a fucking rock star, and I really do got this, but I've got this because I've got strength in knowing whose I am, you know, and every single one of y'all remind me every single time I'm on these calls or I read something on Facebook or something, and it today just touched me because it was what I freaking yesterday's call I needed to hear, and today's call just really like, you know. So thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Good.
Woo!
Thank you for your authenticity and for
I
your.
don't walk.
I
This
just
is
want
Iffy.
I want to point out that it's really a challenge sometimes to listen from our lives. You know, sometimes we do a listening that's kind of, oh, okay, let's hear this. And sometimes we listen from our lives. We listen to every word, even if we've heard it before, even if someone else is saying it. We listen and we find ourselves within these words, because no matter where we are or how much we've worked on a certain topic, there's always something new that we can see today. There's always something new that if we open our listening to our hearts, that we can find something to break through with today, something that we needed to hear today. So Andrea, I just acknowledge you for your listening. You always have this sense of listening from your heart, and you're so authentic and vulnerable, and I love that. So thank you so much for contributing to the call the way that you do. Round of applause for Andrea.
Yes.
Woo! I love seeing you grow. Who else wants to share with us this morning?
This your boy MP.
Yes. And you're a rock star.
Put on rock star, baby girl. So yeah, I mean that parenting thing was really. I mean that right there hit me in that struck a heart chord for real, because you know sometimes you know I'm so sweet to my little girl, making sure she needs what you know. Of course, it's kind of a little bit of coaching as well to help her to be better, to do better. Just like Tony Robbins said, that's why his kids are so successful. He allows them and helps them to you know solve the problem, and you know and sometimes you know I talk to myself the wrong way, and that really just opened it up. The way you actually said that was like, if you were a loving parent, what would you say? I mean, that really hit me really hard. And I always tell myself, is this going to matter if I'm mad or upset or something don't go right? Is this going to matter in the next 10 minutes, the next 10 hours, 10 hours, the next 10 days? And if it's no, I mean, why? Laugh at it and go on. I mean, that's just the way it is. And so, you know, it's, you know, is it going to serve the better me? Is it going to serve the better good? And if it's not, flush it, laugh, and just move on. You know, I always tell people, don't take yourself so serious, because 99% of the people don't take you serious anyway. So just move forward, you know, whatever it may be, you know. Failure is just success upside down. We just got to move forward and rip out the rearview mirror, put the pedal to the metal, and keep moving forward. Awesome. Love it, Katana.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ashley.
Woo!
We're kind of short on time, so we're going to have time maybe for one more quick share. I really do want to invite anybody who's new to the call and has never been on before, one brave one of you, to share what they got out of the call, or from being here, or from just your general waking up and calling it. I see Carmel.
Okay. Yeah, hey, this is Carmel, and I am a rock star. And
Carmel.
say, you know,
Thank you, Carmel, for showing up.
well, you modeled it beautifully, Katana. So why not follow suit? But I just want to say, I begin my mornings with gratitude, and I'm grateful for all of you, and particularly for you, Katana, because I've seen you. I've never met you personally. I've felt your energy online.
Yeah.
and you touched my heart. Your beautiful gift of your voice that you envisioned for us, it landed. It landed, and then you, from your heart, I got to know a new dimension. And it's so funny because I'm in a feminine power course, and last night we spoke exactly about this parent-child and like, how would you speak to someone else? Well, give yourself that same level of love and care, and it's exactly what you talked about. I just thought you were beautiful, thoughtful, and like, I know it took a while for me to get on the just and take the first step and to even speak, and you modeled it, and I just thank you for that inspiration, for your heart, your amazing energy, and for all of you for creating this container for all of us to be here, and I am just so grateful, so thank you.
Yes, thank you, Carmel. Round of
Woo! Made me cry.
All right, so unless someone really has the urge to say something for 20 seconds, we're going to continue and end the call. So first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for calling in. There were 23 beautiful, amazing souls on the line today. And we're wrapping up the week with this Friday call. So I just want to remind everyone to have incredible beliefs about themselves today. I want to thank Katana again one more time. And a real round of applause.
Katana!
You're excited about rock
Yeah.
today.
Love you, lady.
Yes.
Yes. Woo!
One more time, if you're excited
Yes.
about upcoming weekend,
Yes,
say yes.
Yes.
All
Woo!
right,
Yeah.
of unstoppable intensity and rock
Yeah.
You're welcome to stay and dance, you guys.
Everybody have an awesome weekend.
Have the best weekend ever.